Have you ever felt like your connection to God was weak, like the signal was fuzzy no matter how much you prayed or tried to meditate? It's almost as if there's static between your mind and heaven, as though your spiritual antenna is out of tune. Yet there are moments in life when that static disappears, when you suddenly feel peace, divine presence, and inner strength flowing through you. For many men who practice semen retention, that's exactly what happens. It's as if the line between them and God becomes crystal clear, the noise fades, and the voice of guidance finally breaks through. Most people don't realize how deeply our physical and spiritual worlds are connected. We often separate the body from the soul. One belongs to the earth, the other to the heavens. But in truth, they are intertwined. Every choice you make with your body affects your spirit. And few things influence your spiritual energy more than how you manage your sexual life. When a man wastes his seed endlessly, chasing fleeting pleasure, he loses not only his physical vitality, but also his divine clarity. He becomes trapped in lower desires, disconnected from higher purpose. The modern world doesn't talk about this. We live in a time when instant gratification is promoted as the ultimate form of freedom. Society tells you to release stress, to enjoy yourself, and to not hold back. But the truth is, the more you indulge, the more you feel empty. Your energy drains, your confidence fades, and your sense of spiritual direction weakens. You might still believe in God, but you don't feel Him. It's like trying to catch a radio signal when the batteries are dying. You can still hear the static, but not the music. Now think about the opposite. What happens when you stop wasting that energy? When you choose to contain it, refine it, and protect it instead of spilling it carelessly. That's when a shift begins. Your thoughts become sharper, your emotions calmer, and your prayers stronger. You start noticing signs, coincidences, and divine messages that were invisible before. You begin to realize that God was never silent. Your spiritual antenna just needed to be tuned. Here's the shocking truth. What you think is just sexual energy is actually your life force. It's the divine spark that fuels your body, mind, and soul. When you retain it, you don't just preserve testosterone, you preserve your connection to heaven itself. The ancient sages, prophets, and holy men all understood this. They practiced celibacy or sacred discipline not because they were against pleasure, but because they knew how powerful this energy truly was. They saw semen as a sacred essence, a bridge between the human and the divine. In many ancient traditions, it was believed that the seed contained the blueprint of creation. To waste it meant to weaken your spiritual link with God. To preserve it meant to grow in wisdom, strength, and divine awareness. When you retain, your mind clears up. The constant fog that comes from lust and overstimulation begins to lift. You stop chasing illusions and start seeing truth. You begin to understand that true pleasure isn't found in momentary releases. It's found in spiritual harmony. It's found when your body obeys your soul instead of controlling it. The longer you stay on this path, the more you notice that you can sense divine presence in everyday life. In the wind, in silence, in prayer, in your heartbeat. Semen retention raises your vibration. It's like turning up the frequency on your inner radio so you can finally hear the higher messages. Lust operates at a low frequency. It keeps your thoughts in the physical realm, attached to what you can see and touch. But purity and discipline lift you up to a higher plane where your heart opens and your faith becomes living energy. That's why so many men on this path say they feel God guiding them, blessing them, and strengthening them from within. The problem is, most men never get to experience this because they are trapped in a cycle of release and regret. They think pleasure equals happiness, but it only gives them a temporary escape. Deep inside, they feel drained and spiritually disconnected. It's not that God left them, it's that their inner light dimmed. Every time you fall into lust, your spiritual antenna bends away from the signal. You become more attached to the material world and less sensitive to the spiritual one. Think about this. Every time you retain, you're not just saying no to lust, you're saying yes to God. You're choosing discipline over distraction, creation over destruction, divine energy over temporary pleasure. That choice changes everything. Over time, semen retention rewires your entire being. You start to notice divine timing. Doors open when you least expect it. Your intuition grows stronger, and you can sense what feels right and what doesn't. Your confidence rises, but not in an arrogant way. It's rooted in peace. You start walking through life with calm authority, as if you're being guided by something greater than yourself. That's not your imagination. That's your spirit aligning with divine order. By the way, if you want to learn more about semen retention, I suggest you read The Semen Retention Blueprint. In it, you will find 25 chapters where we go into various topics regarding semen retention, like physical benefits, relapses and wet dreams, how to retain while in a relationship, spiritual growth, pheromones, and much more. The list goes on. This is part 1 of the book. The second part will be coming out soon. If you want to check it out, the link is in the description below. When you pray during retention, your words carry power. When you meditate, your mind goes deeper. When you act, your decisions are clearer. It's as if your inner compass starts pointing directly to God's will. That's why many men describe the experience as feeling reborn, because in a way, they are. They are resurrected from the lower state of constant indulgence into a higher state of divine awareness. But there's more. As your energy rises, your heart opens. You begin to feel compassion again. Lust hardens the heart and clouds the soul, but retention softens and purifies it. You start seeing beauty in things you used to ignore. You find gratitude where there was frustration. You begin to understand that God doesn't live in temples or distant heavens. He lives within you, waiting for you to reconnect. The secret is this: semen retention doesn't make you divine. It reminds you that you already are. It clears away the noise so you can finally hear God's voice again. When a man learns to control his desires, he doesn't just gain strength, he gains spiritual clarity. That's why ancient warriors, monks, and prophets all practiced self-restraint. They knew that the body's energy is sacred fuel for the soul. Once it's conserved, it transforms into intuition, creativity, courage, and wisdom. This transformation is what makes you feel closer to God, because you're no longer living through the flesh. You're living through the spirit. This journey isn't easy. There are temptations, setbacks, and moments of weakness. But every time you rise again, your spiritual connection strengthens. Every day of discipline adds another layer of light to your soul. You start realizing that your struggles aren't punishments. They're divine training. God uses them to shape your character, to test your will, and to prepare you for greater purpose. And here's the most beautiful part. As your spiritual antenna sharpens, you stop asking for signs from God because you become the sign. Your presence starts radiating peace, confidence, and quiet strength. People feel it around you. Animals, nature, even random strangers respond differently to your energy. That's divine alignment at work. It's God's way of saying, you're finally listening. So if you've been feeling lost, disconnected, or spiritually numb, don't look for more distractions. Don't try to fill the void with pleasure. Instead, Try stillness. Try discipline. Try semen retention, not just for physical benefits, but for spiritual restoration. Because when you retain, you don't lose anything. You gain everything that truly matters. You gain clarity. You gain peace. You gain your connection with God back. And in that connection, you'll find the guidance, strength, and purpose you've been searching for all along. Because when your spiritual antenna connects better, heaven's voice finally becomes clear, and you realize it was speaking to you all along. If you made it until here, leave a crown emoji in the comments. I want to see how many of you make it to the end and finish what you start. To everyone who supports my channel, thank you so much. I'm forever grateful. And if you're new here, thank you as well. Remember, live with honor or die a coward. Take care, brother.